Hello, my name is Thomas Clyde, and I am an entrepreneurship major here at Temple's Fox School of Business. Tell me a little bit about yourself. First, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. I've done some research about this company and seen nothing but positives. Now, I'm originally from a small town called Hebron, North Dakota, and I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. This mostly includes farmers, but also people that have owned their own repair services, shops, restaurants, and several other small ventures. Most of my childhood I spent working on these family ventures. It is there that I learned how to work efficiently and effectively, and how important good communication skills are to promote the efficiency when working in teams. When I was in school, I was always doing everything I can to be in the top 20%. Get good grades, always be involved in multiple extracurricular activities at a time. The most important extracurricular activity to me as a child was definitely being on multiple sports teams. I was always the captain on my teams for baseball and basketball. There I used the leadership skills I learned working in my family ventures, try to create a common goal for the team and a shared value, so we can eventually strive to achieve that goal and be as high performing team as possible. In my middle school years, this paid off when I won multiple championships in both baseball and basketball at the Maryland state level. With those championships and high performance teams, I started to gain the attention of some college and professional programs with my baseball ability. Now, unfortunately, some things happened to me that I couldn't pursue those opportunities, but I did get the opportunity to start my own business, and that's done pretty well since then. Okay, very good. Now tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. Well, my most significant accomplishment just kind of happened and evolved over the years. When I was 14, I went on a rafting trip, and I had an accident which resulted in extensive damage to my one knee. While I could still play baseball and other sports after that, I realized my future in those sports was essentially gone. So what I did was I became an umpire and a referee and started working games. It was around then when I decided that there's money to be made here, and that there was a need in a lot of communities to come up with a larger scale association and quality for referees and umpires. From there, I did what I decided was the next logical step. I started a business which trained, evaluated, and provided umpires in a multi-state region to the standards that I deemed acceptable. It was difficult at first. I quickly learned my limitations about how many hours in a day I could actually work, but it eventually did become very rewarding. Within 2 years, I became profitable. In my third year, I started hiring full-time employees. I am now up to 5 full-time employees that handle the regions for 5 different states I can't travel to as frequently. So I would say that starting and creating a thriving business is not only my most significant accomplishment, but my most rewarding as well. I see you took Professor Tony Petrucci's Human Resource Management course at Temple University. Tell me about some things you learned in that class. In Professor Petrucci's class, I learned how to make a really good pizza. But other than that, I learned that some of these small things in business is what makes or breaks a company. Companies need their mission, their vision, and their values to be clear so they understand for themselves and for their employees what their direction is. We've learned that mission is what a company's objectives are, its vision is what the company sees itself becoming, and its values are what is important to the individual company. Recently, in the Wall Street Journal, there was an article about how the readers of Twitter are struggling to define their own vision and mission, and how this is resulting in the company having difficulties moving forward now that they are a publicly traded company. In this class, I also learned how to define my own personality so I can work better in different business cultures. Since the culture is the most important thing onto the daily functions of the business, And without a well-working culture, it's very easy for the business to fail. The company's culture would be one of its values typically. Now, all things, including mission, vision, and values, along will go into their strategy, and that the strategic plan has to be done every couple of years to stay relevant as the company grows to achieve its vision. In reality, I've learned a lot from Professor Petrucci that would help me in the professional world. I've learned so much that I can't explain enough of it in the short time we have for this interview. Thank you for your time.